Any woman who is entering the reality TV space, please let Stacy be a cautionary tale on what not to do. Stacy, Kenya Moore, Kiarna even. Let's chat. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 9, part 3 of the reunion. Listen, I thought that this was just an okay part 3. I mean, I guess I felt like it was okay because I already knew the tea, and maybe this is why I don't like the idea of tea being spilled before we get to see what happened. I personally don't like spoilers. I really don't. And we got that tea well over a month ago, and it's just like, I don't know, that's why it didn't really hit for me like that. For inside sources reaching out to bloggers, can you not do that? Can you not do that anymore? Before we get into this episode, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, it's a free way to support my channel and also let YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary, so YouTube starts to shoot my content out. Some quick church announcements before we fully get into today's review. Huge shout out to Wego Podcast, who did the live coverage. She had her pumps on the ground capturing Karen Huger's verdict last week. So go ahead and check her out. I'm going to have her linked in the description. We also did an episode for her podcast last weekend, so also check that out. A huge shout out to Taria. We love you, girl. Thank you for your coverage. We appreciate you. You gave me some content fodder, so you know we love you, girl. So after I called you all out for watching my video and giving me the numbers but not subscribing, all of a sudden I started seeing numbers from my subscribers, and it's like, oh, so it's like y'all need to be talked to a little bit rough to subscribe is what it is. How I go from having 4 subscribers one video, 7 subscribers for one video, to almost 60. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I know where y'all are coming from. I know whose channel has suggested y'all to me. Listen, when I go to my analytics, I know the click-through ratings percentage. I know what percentage of people are clicking into my videos. The numbers are always high every week. My average view duration is always at least 15 minutes. So listen, y'all are giving me the watch hours, but you're not subscribing. It just doesn't make sense. Once again, get with the winning team.
With the winning team, ho.
Let's go ahead and get into today's review. We start this episode with Mia backstage. She's saying, guys, get me out. She's talking to her assistant. Now, her assistant is trying to help her get up out of this dress while she's leaving. After that cry,
she felt exposed, vulnerable, like a fool.
Oh my God. People are looking. I'm so embarrassed.
Shout out to Simply Sakina, who does a really good impersonation of Mia's cry. Go ahead and subscribe to Simply Sakina as well. But in any case, Andy says, listen, we're going to switch gears a little bit. No guys are coming out. We don't have any of the boyfriends, any of the husbands coming out to support. And in reality, it really only would have been Uggams McGee and Eddie coming out. Now, we heard Uggams McGee in the background complaining backstage, talking about, oh, I could have been bopping around Manhattan. Shut up. Shut your mouth. What I want Kay to understand is this is not support. Somebody showing up, complaining, and being an asshole the entire time, that's not support. You show up and you don't complain. You don't go through this process with somebody begrudgingly, because for me, you could have just not shown up. For those of you who are confused about what support is, trust me, it's not that. It's not the way Uggams McGee shows up for Kay. Did y'all see how Kay was like, oh, I'm about to be wore out because I drug Uggams McGee up here? Any other man would be supportive and understanding to your process. Whatever, girl. You like it, I love it. Mia's backstage getting undressed. She's moving all around. She won't even let this man get the dress off of her. She's just walking around, walking fast, and the man is chasing after her. I'm like, Mia, what is wrong with you? She's so irritating. Andy is asking Stacy, well, why didn't you want TJ to come? And she says, because we're no longer together. here we go again. Here we go again with it. We're no longer together. It's either you were together, either he was your man or he's your best friend. Which one is it?
When the wind blow, you blow this way, then you blow that way. Girl, bye.
I can't. I'm not even going to let Stacy stress me out, okay? We just going to go through these notes. Anyway, Wendy says, well, Eddie is here, and Eddie and TJ talk regularly, and Eddie FaceTimed TJ to see why he's not here. And TJ let Eddie know that you actually paid him to be your love interest this season. Everybody is gasping and gagging, honey. I'm not gasping and gagging because, once again, we already got the spoiler for this. Imagine how much of a gag it would have actually been if we were finding this out in real time. I'm not going to harp on it, but it's just like, that's why this reunion really didn't eat for me. It's like, okay, we knew the punchline. TJ is claiming that Stacy owes him some back pay. Now, I said this in my last review last week, that I feel like this was a scheme that Wendy set up to come to us with the bullshit.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bullshit.
I don't mind actually that it was done because I understand why it was done. Wendy was playing a game of get back with Stacy. She felt as though Stacy should have came and told her immediately that Karen was talking ish about her, and she wanted to stick it back to Stacy a little bit. So I totally get the reasoning behind this. I think that TJ told Eddie prior to the reunion what was really going on. He told Wendy. Wendy was like, I already know how this is going to go down. It's going to be my word against hers. I need you at the reunion to call up TJ, because they already knew he wasn't going to be there. Call up TJ in front of the camera. Place yourself in front of the camera. Make sure that we have gotten to a certain part of the reunion. Can't do it at the beginning of the reunion because you don't want to overshadow. The timing was too perfect. So I do believe that this was orchestrated. I do believe that Wendy is a very calculated person. She's in the hashtag. She watches the comments and she adjusts herself according to that. So it was well placed and well timed. Stacy says, I absolutely don't believe anything that you're saying. TJ would never say that. TJ would absolutely say all of those things purely based off of the way that he was treating Stacy. He talked to you greasy to your face. Why would he not talk greasy about you behind your back, Stacy? I'm not understanding the logic. TJ has been disrespectful all season. He's been demeaning. He's been disgusting. And as far as I'm concerned, he pulled the lever on those puppies at the fashion show and literally scared those poor babies shitless. I think that he is a chaos goblin. I think that he is a sick, twisted, unhinged, a little bit of a deranged individual. I really, really do. And the fact that you came on here last week talking about, oh, when my family saw this, they were mortified. You're putting it on your family. How did you feel when you saw it? How did you feel when it was happening to you in real time? Because here's what it gives for me. The first time a nigga cuts up with me on camera, that's going to be your last time. You only get one time, one opportunity to tell me that you're not into me like that. And then you're done. So as far as I'm concerned, we should not have even seen TJ. Because after he cut up with you one time, you should have been like, listen, production, I'm cutting him out of my story and I'm going to figure something else out on the fly. But you let this man repeatedly show up and mistreat you and talk to you crazy. And then you want to tell us, oh, my family saw it. Oh, but you were going through it. You were living it. You were in the scene when it happened. And you didn't feel no type of way? Oh. Now, I was watching Stacy's body language. And I could see the moment that her heart dropped into her stomach when Wendy revealed this news. I feel like if it were a lie, Stacy would have came out immediately and said that he's a liar. Not that I don't believe Eddie, I don't believe you. I thought that that was such a strange reaction. Now, TJ is a very fierce type of stunt queen in my eyes. I feel like receipts should have been posted last night. If anything, they may drop today. I'm not really sure. It is Monday. It's 9:30 a.m. as I'm filming this. It's pretty early in the day. I haven't really been on the internet this morning. I haven't been on the timeline. Actually, I went on Instagram for a little bit. If anything happened, I feel like all true tea. Let me just check really quick. Let me see what all is going on, child. Let me check the timeline. I'm checking all True Tea because she keeps things pretty current. She's always posting. Okay, so I don't see anything here just yet. I feel like TJ is a very vindictive kind of personality, so he would have dropped those receipts. I don't know what to make of the situation. Stacy's reaction was just so odd to me. It was so weird. So Andy is saying control has it. Stacy is saying I want to see it. Andy is saying the camera that has it is shooting Mia right now, and I want that camera to stop rolling on Mia, because when I tell you, we don't give a fuck.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Let Mia go on about her business. But camera was making sure that she got into her car safely, so no problem. I also don't think that going forward, Stacy and Wendy can call each other friends, because Wendy keeps saying, oh, you're in arrears, and she keeps trying to stick it to Stacy, but later on she's like, Stacy, I love you, but that's not how you treat somebody you love. That's not how you talk to somebody you love. I just don't feel like this friendship is really going to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's going to be a lot of back and forth between Stacy and Wendy, and that's what it is. Stacy keeps on stressing, let me see it, let me see it. Why don't you believe that he said this? And she's not even saying that it's not true. She just keeps saying that she doesn't believe that he said this. I was in the hashtag for 2 seconds last night, and I saw people saying that, you know, it's odd that people would jump to believing TJ over Stacy, but something about the way Stacy moves is very disingenuous. I don't know what the truth is from her. I don't know what to make of Stacy, even though I think that her personality works within this group of women. And listen, she gave us a lot to talk about this season. While I do want to see Stacy come back on the show, I'm just like, I can't fully go up for Stacy. Then we cut to Mia backstage. She's walking around. She's spinning around in circles. She's like trying to find the door. And it's like, girl, just get her out of here. Because somebody guided her to the correct door. It's like, oh my Lord. A mess. So everyone is on the couch yelling, falling out. And they're telling Stacy, listen, you need to stop while you're ahead. This is not a good look. Just be real. Be honest. Stacy says, well, if this were true, why would I say earlier that he's one of the best people I know? And Stacy, I already called you stupid last week for saying that. Because based on the way he treated you on this show, how is he the best person you know? If he's the best person you know, who's the worst person you know? I'm really curious about that. Andy says, can we bring Eddie out? And then it turns into this, bring Eddie out chant. And I don't know if y'all noticed it, but Andy was literally bouncing in his chair. Everybody is like this, and Andy is like this. And I'm like, Andy, calm down, girl. So Eddie comes out, and he gets first chair. You could tell by the expression on Eddie's face that he knew he was about to blow the spot up. He knew he was just about to turn it out, honey. Eddie says that TJ says he wasn't invited and that he's never going to be in DC again. He says that someone owes him money, and Stacy says, who's that? Eddie says you. Stacy's like, I paid him to be my best friend, so now we're back to the best friend business. Just last week, it was, I broke up with him around Christmas time. Girl, you're a liar too. TJ could be lying, but you are a liar as well. I think that Stacy and TJ both have a strange relationship with the truth. So Stacy, I saw you on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, and Andy asked you about Vivian. Did you see her response to you? And you just wanted to hurry past the question. You just wanted to hurry past it. Next question, next question. I said, oh, wow. Okay, so that suggests to me that, Stacy, you are a liar. Because why would you just come up with this lie about how you didn't know that Ashley had worn the dress when she already told you? Oh, I already told you that I custom made that dress for Ashley, and you insisted on wearing it even after I showed you the pictures and my whole staff was there. So Stacy's a liar too, y'all. No shade. Once again, I don't trust TJ or Stacy. I think they both some stunt queens. And do I believe that they had an agreement? I think that Stacy kind of wanted to blur the lines of this is my man, but this is my best friend, just so that her husband wouldn't feel any type of way. I think that y'all are both stunt queens once again, and I think that TJ beat you at your own game, Stacy. Eddie says that TJ was tired of this narrative that's being painted of him as a flamboyant person. TJ, there was no narrative painted of you, sweetheart. It was the way you acted. It's the way you act. See, TJ and, people like him kind of scare me because it's never about accountability. It's never about the way in which I chose to show up. You chose. It was a decision for you to show up that way. And maybe that is your true personality, which is actually scary. Like, I'm guessing, I'm thinking that is your true personality, and that is how you actually show up in the world. And you didn't like the response. You didn't like how the general audience responded to you. We weren't living for that. We didn't love it. We didn't think it was sickening. Okay, we didn't go up for any of it, and that's why TJ is mad. It's not the way you were painted. Folks always want to blame it on the edit. It's not the edit. It's how you show up. They cannot edit something that you didn't film yourself. This excuse for me, TJ, was just weak. It was tired, and I don't know. I am surprised you didn't show up to the reunion to be the stunt queen that you are. I personally would have loved to see it. I would have loved to see you and Stacy go head to head. I ended our relationship because of the pressure. What relationship, girl? Stacy says TJ is hurt that he's not here and that we're not together. And then we see Stacy looking very crunchy. And then all of a sudden, Stacy starts getting spicy towards Ashley and Giselle. And she's like, I didn't need him to get on any platform. She starts, directing her anger towards them. Stacy is like, oh, I'm sure I could call him for everyone's benefit. And they're like, no, girl, it would be for your benefit. Y'all don't think that this is odd behavior? Why would you be calling him for their benefit, girl? Like, Stacy has a very twisted, mangled up mind. And you can tell that none of her plans really panned out in the way that she wanted to. And she's kind of like stuck. She's kind of stuck. And you can tell she is slowly trying to come up with the answer, trying to figure out what she's going to say. She had the same behavior on Watch What Happens Live, where she's slowly thinking about what she's about to say, very calculated in her, very measured in the way she responds. She's thinking of her response in the moment. That's how that's the cadence that she's talking. It's the same cadence that Mia talks in when she is making up a lie on the spot. Wendy says, girl, your character will always be in question after this, and I agree with her. Andy is getting a message from control room. Mia has left the building. They have this video of TJ. They're going to bring it out. TJ says, I don't want to be at that fake ass show with them fake ass people. They didn't invite me. You got to talk to that girl. Tell her, give me my money. Well, look, man, she's whack, and that's that.
Boom, and there we go.
Stacy had that very slow, delayed response. So she's like, it's hurtful to see someone hurt you like this. It was just an odd reaction. I also thought it was odd that she didn't outright call him a liar. She just said that hurt people hurt people. She says, I never paid him a dime and I never owed him anything. It's just not true. I can't believe that he's saying that. He's saying it though, girl.
Bitch, please. Come with the story.
Stacy says that every one of you had doubts about TJ and you all talk so poorly of him. And now when it's a little salacious for you, or you feel like you're going to say something to hurt me, now you're literally believing this man over me. Stacy, they responded to TJ based on what was presented. Stacy says that she will be calling TJ with her lawyer. So that kind of wraps up that segment. Stacy, I hate this for you so much. I hate that you felt like you needed to pay a man to come and be a part of your story. I hate that for you. I hate that. And I hate that this took up the bulk of the reunion. The first time he cut up with you on camera, he should have been gone. So then we get into this package about Karen and her DUI. Andy is asking Kay, how do you feel about all of this after learning the way in which you defended Karen all season. And Kay is saying, well, I extended help to her, and Greg has a clinic. Girl, please shut up. Uggams McGee has his little clinic that looks like a little frowsy, dingy government office. It does. It looks like a dirty, dingy government benefits office, somewhere that, you know, you get your food stamps, you get your welfare check. What, like, it gives that. It just gives like this, like, you go there, you sit down, you want to keep your everything to yourself. Like, you don't want to, like, it just does not give like someplace that somebody will want to go in a vulnerable time, in a vulnerable state of need. Like, it just, look, I'm not even gonna get into that. Giselle says that Karen was offered 2 deals. One, I think, was 60 days in jail, and the other one was 6 months with an ankle bracelet. She tried to have this evidence suppressed, and I think that her and her lawyers were very stupid for this. Ashley says that a journalist messaged her and said that a man was in the car with Karen. He was driving. Then they run this clip back of Karen on the body cam saying, you know, to Ray, well, the security that you hired for me. And then she starts to tell Ray, can I talk to you in private? So I feel like maybe there is even more to Karen's story, and that is a little wild to me. Anyway, Wendy starts to say something, and then she's like, oh, I'm not going to say it. And Andy is like, girl, say it. And Wendy is like, no, I'm not going to say it. I hate when people do that. I hate it so bad. If you know you're not going to say anything, don't say anything. So we get this scene of Karen and Ray having this conversation. Production was still rolling cameras before the verdict. Karen is saying, I didn't watch the tapes before the trial. That's the first lie that you told there, Karen. She's a liar, okay? Then she starts talking about how she was self-medicating when mom and dad died. Meanwhile, this was 8 years ago. She starts getting into this elaborate story about how she didn't want beer and she wanted champagne. And it's like, you're telling too many details of this really irrelevant story, and that suggests to me that you are lying once again. She is still not taking any accountability whatsoever, but that is to be expected. She says that she's going to retire the Grand Dame title. All of the women are just very turned off by this whole scene. They're like, can y'all turn this off? Ashley says, I took the train up here. I took the Amtrak up here. Girl, you couldn't get a ride? Anyway, she says that I was with this guy on the train, and I told him I was on a show, and he Googled it, and he was like, oh, I know this lady. I know Karen. I used to work at Montgomery Mall, and she used to come up there all the time and day drink. Who cares? I don't care that a grown-ass adult decides that they want to day drink. I care that they decided to get behind the wheel. People day drink all the time. We're not going to sit up here and act like you don't go to lunch every once in a while and have a margarita. I've definitely done it. Then Wendy decides that she wants to pipe up and say, oh, I heard someone else say that she's always drinking. Wendy, we don't care. We don't care no more. Anyway, Andy is wrapping up. Kay is saying that she's shopping for rings. Okay, breaking news, Scotch Gang. So one of the Scotch Bonnets, shout out to JC, sent me this from Twitter. Apparently, Kay and Uggams McGee have broken up, honey.
Friends, and we love each other. And yeah, so that's that on that. Would you ever do a spin-off and, you know, just get to see a different side of Kay, where I really let my hair down? I would love that.
Ashley is saying that she'll be divorced by the time this airs. She actually is divorced in real time. She posted some really horrible pictures from some photo shoot that she did where she's holding up a newspaper saying divorced. Stacy, I think you had a great first season, but this TJ business really did you in.
Old friends, new friends. What up, y'all? I'm just getting back from Phoenix. I was doing a play there about Alzheimer's. And anyway, I was getting a bunch of text messages because people were saying, TJ, there was an earthquake in North Hollywood yesterday. Are you okay? Because I live in Burbank, super close to where I live. Speaking of earthquakes, it might be my turn to share some earth-shattering news.
TJ, drop the damn receipts or leave it on the playground. We don't need a preview for stunts and shows. Andy is saying, where do we go from here with you and TJ? And Stacy is like, I lost my best friend tonight. Still I rise. Andy is saying, speaking of Maya Angelou, we lost Maya Angelou tonight, and they talked about how she left. Wendy says that I always clocked Mia from the very beginning. And that was pretty much that, y'all. That was the end of the reunion. It was lackluster for me once again because they didn't have a whole lot going on this season, so there wasn't a whole lot to talk about when we went through the ladies' packages. It was drama that was going on with Stacy and TJ and Karen. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about this one. You know I want to hear from you. Hit the subscribe button. Okay? Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Come on. It's me, Al Grande, or call me Papi Chulito. Yo tengo mucho loving for you mommies if you legal. For honeys, nothing equal to the way I tap that spot. Get your cat hot, guess what? You hit the jackpot. Candlelight dinners for you winners. See, I'm like Don Juan, beat me, sweetie. I get in ya. Sugar, I'ma put you in a beautiful